Hello, I'm Mike McCulloch. So here on my walk I found an example, what could be an example of the capacitor thruster. So this is a very loose analogy. I'm not suggesting anything serious, but this is just for purposes of illustration, if you like. So here we have a very energetic river, and so we have to pretend here that we're electrons. We're hugely accelerated across the gap between two capacitor plates. So one plate there and one plate there. So they're hugely accelerated and they see around them a lot of unruh waves, a lot of unruh radiation. So that is demonstrated by these waves here. But between the plates, fewer waves can exist because they have to be whole wavelengths, and not all waves satisfy that. And in the case of the river, of course, it's because the waves are damped between these two rocks. In the case of the capacitor, they're damped by the electrons moving along the metal. So if you put an electron here on the cathode, eventually one of these waves is going to come along and kick it off across to the anode, a bit more than we expect. There'll already be a potential difference accelerating the electrons from one side to the other one, but this will give them a little extra push from the waves that only the electrons can see. But when the electrons hit the anode, that will be a real push, which will come into the real world, and that's predicted by quantized inertia. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this short, and I'll see you next time.